This video was kind of a fuck up, I'm not gonna lie, right? So first of all, sorry about the wind noise. The weather's just been terrible. I would refilm it, but there would still be a bunch of wind noise. I had a mic, and now it just doesn't work. And then I imported all the videos into my editor, and it crushed all the colors, and I suck at color grading. Next video will be better. I'm sorry about that. Nowadays, every new car gets this full in-depth tour, and obviously a 2006 Mazda Speed 3 would not get that. So today it's going to be a full in-depth tour of this car, and at some stage I will be doing a review, so you consider subscribing to see that. Now, this actual car here is a 2006 import from Japan, so you may see a few features on this that is different to a normal Speed 3. So looking at it right, a stock one, you probably think, you know, the people at Mazda probably thought, you know, you could spend all this time making it look really different and really sporty, or we could get fucking lit and come into work the next day and drop in the most powerful engine ever fitted to a hot hatch at the time. It's a 2.3 litre direct injected turbo motor. It's not confirmed, but it's highly likely that this engine is what the 2.3 EcoBoost of a Mark III Focus RS was based on. So while yes, these engines can be a bit finicky at times, if you take care of them, they are actually pretty good. You know, you've got things like a forged crank in it. The heads on these cars, I've heard some people push like, you know, 700-800 wheel horsepower through them on a stock head. We've also got things like the unequal length headers, which sort of give that Subaru-esque sound to it. So this is, right, a 6-speed close ratio gearbox. Yeah, I've heard people push, you know, 700-800 wheel horsepower through a stock gearbox. The clutches are good up to like 380 wheel horsepower. If I turn the car around so I can, yeah. Now, yes, I know mine looks quite different to stock, but if you actually look at it right, every panel on the front clip of a Speed 3 is different to an NA3. First of all, we've got this fog light cover design, and we've also got, you know, this. We've also got things like the fenders are wider, not that you can really notice it, and the bonnet here has this bulge. You see how it goes up there? Yeah, and that actually is functional. You see, that's to make room for the top mount intercooler, and you may see that and think, you know, right, top mount intercooler, no hood scoop, what the fuck. But Mazda thought of it somewhat, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if you'll actually be able to see it or not. There's actually scoops there. And those scoops, which are here, come and feed the air through onto this cowl and into the intercooler. So they thought about it somewhat. A scoop would be better, but still. Moving along to the side here. Well, no, first of all, my wheels aren't stock, but... Now, if you went up to Mazda in 2006 and said, I want some good-looking stock wheels for my Speed 3, they'd probably just tell you to get fucked, honestly. Like, the stock wheels do not look good. If you're in Europe and you had the Aero Pack, you would actually get quite small mirrors here. It's just a pretty clean design. There's not much going on, you know. It's like, sure, you got this body line which goes to there, and then it continues sort of down here, and it's got this sort of haunch thing going on here, and you got these sort of lines and fiddly shit down there. And this being one of the most dramatic performing hatchbacks at the time, yet it's the most tame looking. Doesn't make sense, but come around to the back, we've got things like this big spoiler here which is functional. LED brake lights here. The base model US Speed 3s actually didn't get LEDs for some fucking reason. And also in America they actually got a bump that looked more shit. And this is probably the only piece of fake styling on the whole car. So you've got these like fake grille. But now I think we'll talk about some of the features and what you could expect out of a Speed 3. Now these first few are going to be JDM specific. This is not standard, this is an optional extra package. It all sort of starts with this key. It's like a little card. And that basically means that this has got the tech pack, which is probably the biggest option in the JDM ones. It also means, if you notice it's in the case, that's because if it isn't in the case, the key just fucking falls out all the time. You know, basically what this key means is that if we go up to it, we got keyless entry, right? So it's locked, you press it, and it unlocks. Jumping in the car, right, we've got keyless start here. Sounds fucking sick. This pack also gave you automatic lights here and automatic wipers. This is something I forgot to mention. A Bose sound system. I'm pretty sure that's standard, right? You get a flat under-seat subwoofer under the front passenger seat. Yeah, also another JDM exclusive thing is this little thing here. Now, to get this, you did have to get a screen optioned in, and obviously at some stage, someone's removed it because it was fucking useless. But yeah, apart from that, it's pretty basic. But we can talk about storage now. Obviously, it's a hatchback, so you've got things like this little thing here. You could fit a fucking infant's limbs in here. If you come here, you could fit perhaps that infant's eyes, his ears or something. Maybe his possessions in there. And literally, look how deep that is. You could fit a whole fucking child in there. Right, you got red stitching on the seats. That's actually way bright in real life. I don't know why it looks that dull. Got red writing on the seats. You got red stitching on the gear shift boot. You got red stitching here. And it's pretty worn out because as you can see, red on the floor mats here. Also add to that, you got aluminium pedals. Being a JDM model, this actually doesn't have cruise control, which will seem weird because I know everywhere else it's like standard. And we've had 4 JDM imports in the family and not one of them have had cruise control because I guess in Japan they just don't need it. So, me 6'1" behind myself 6'1". My driving position is slightly stupid as shit, I will admit. I sit quite forward, but the seat's kind of back, and also I'm skinny as fuck, so, you know, there's enough room, I guess. If you gotta have 5 people in here, it's pretty tight, but then again, right, if you own the car, who tight in the back? Get the fuck out of the car if you are complaining, right? How about you get fucked? Anyway, yeah, if you have 4 people, it's fine. If you have a child, it's fine. If your child happens to be 6'1", it's fine, you know, but yeah. Yeah, it's a, you know, it's an average size hatchback and you've got an average size hatchback amount of space. There's a free low grip tire in here for skids and also like, you know, tools to perhaps assault another motorist who isn't driving correctly. You know what reviewers talk about, oh, badging, oh, M badges, right? We got the one on the back here. On the 2 front seats, it'll say MazdaSpeed. Also on the gauge cluster, it'll say MazdaSpeed. So that was a tour of this fine automobile right here. Of course, it's my car, so if you want to see videos on it, what I'm doing to it, perhaps wait for the review, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and yeah, have a good time. Love you.